Hello students, welcome to Unit 4, Entrepreneurial Skills. In this unit, we are going to explore what it means to be an entrepreneur, why entrepreneurship is important in society, and how you too can develop an entrepreneurial mindset. Whether you want to start your own business or just want to think creatively and take initiative, this unit will help you understand how entrepreneurs shape the world around us. Let's understand what entrepreneurship means. Entrepreneurship is a type of self-employment, where a person runs a business to meet people's needs and keeps looking for ways to grow and improve. An entrepreneur is not just someone who owns a shop or business. They think of new ideas, take calculated risks, and keep improving their business to make it more successful. So entrepreneurship is all about identifying opportunities, solving problems, and building something that helps both the entrepreneur and society. Entrepreneurs are all around us, in cities, towns, and even villages. They have some special qualities that make them different from others. Let's understand these. Confidence. They believe in themselves even during tough times. Innovation. They try new ideas to improve their business. Patience. They know success takes time and never give up easily. Creativity. They think differently and find unique solutions. Responsibility. They take full responsibility for their actions. Hard work. They put in extra effort to make their business grow. Perseverance. They continue to work hard even when facing difficulties. Thoughtful decision-making. They make decisions carefully after thinking about pros and cons. There are two main ways people earn their living: wage employment and self-employment. Wage employment. People work for someone else and get a salary, like teachers, nurses, or company employees. Self-employment. People start their own business and become their own boss. If that person keeps improving their business, takes risks, and tries new ideas, they are called an entrepreneur. Here's an example to understand the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. Ramu owns a plant shop. He waits for customers every day and just sells plants. He doesn't try anything new, so he's simply a businessman. Ramya also owns a plant shop, but she's different. She walks around to attract customers, sells seeds and flowers too, and keeps thinking of new ways to grow her business. She's an entrepreneur because she takes initiative, adds new ideas, and wants to expand. Now it's your turn to think like an entrepreneur. Look around your area and find 4 people who run their own businesses. Maybe a tailor, shopkeeper, mechanic, or food vendor. Write their names, what they sell, and one thing you admire about them. This will help you realize that entrepreneurs are everywhere. People in our own neighborhood who take initiative and make a difference in society. Entrepreneurs work in a place called a market. A market is not just a physical location. It's an ecosystem where buyers and sellers interact. Here, products and services are exchanged for money. When people buy and sell, everyone benefits. Buyers get what they need, sellers earn money, and the economy grows. That's why entrepreneurs are so important. They make the market active and help society grow. Successful entrepreneurs always study their customers carefully. They understand 3 important things: needs, basic requirements like food, clothes, and shelter; wants, preferences, like wanting a specific brand or design; demands, when people have money and willingness to buy what they want. Entrepreneurs find opportunities by observing what people need, want, and can afford, then create products or services to meet those demands. Aditi runs a shampoo shop. She buys shampoos in bulk from a supplier and sells them to customers. Her business benefits many people. She gives jobs to 2 workers. Her supplier earns money through bulk orders. Customers get good products. Aditi's business helps her community by creating jobs and improving the local economy. This shows how one entrepreneur can create a positive impact on many lives. Entrepreneurs play several important roles in society. 1. Fulfill customer needs. They identify what people need and create products to satisfy those needs. 2. Use local materials. They use local resources and labor to reduce costs and support the local economy. 3. Help society. They make profits but also help their communities. By creating jobs, supporting education, or protecting the environment. Entrepreneurs do much more than just run businesses. They create a powerful impact on society. Let's understand how they help. 1. Create jobs. As their business grows, they hire more people. This creates direct and indirect employment for others. 2. Share wealth. When their business earns profit, it benefits not only them, but also their employees, suppliers, and the community. Everyone earns better and lives a more comfortable life. 3. Lower product prices. When many entrepreneurs sell similar products, competition increases. This helps reduce prices, making goods more affordable for everyone. For example, mobile phones were very expensive in the beginning. But as more companies entered the market, prices came down, and now almost everyone can buy one. Now let's meet Bharti, a young woman from Bihar with a great idea. She noticed that many girls in her area loved wearing earrings, but there were not many designs available locally. So she decided to take action. She started using jute, a locally available material, to make beautiful handmade earrings. Her business grew, and she named it Manavi Natural Handicrafts. Soon Bharti hired 2 women from her village to help her. As orders increased, she hired 3 more women and bought more jute from local farmers. The result? The farmer earned more money. The 5 women she hired got steady jobs and income. Bharti's business grew, and she helped her community become stronger. This story shows how one entrepreneur can create opportunities for many others. Let's analyze Bharti's success and understand what made her entrepreneurial. 1. Demand identification. She noticed that girls in her area loved earrings. That was her business opportunity. 2. Use of local resources. She used locally available jute, keeping her costs low and helping local farmers. 3. Community development. She created jobs for women and supported the local economy. 4. Job creation. By employing women in her business, she gave them financial independence. Bharti showed innovation, social responsibility, and leadership, all qualities of a true entrepreneur. Now it's your turn to think like an entrepreneur. This activity helps you find opportunities in your own surroundings. Here's what to do. Form a group of 3 students. Walk around your school campus and observe carefully. Write down 2-3 problems that you see, like waste, noise, or lack of facilities. Then think of business ideas that could solve those problems. Example, if you see plastic bottles lying around, you could make plant pots from those bottles and sell them. This not only reduces waste, but also beautifies the school. Remember, every problem can become a business opportunity if you think creatively. Let's take one example. Problem. Plastic bottles from the school canteen are creating waste. Business idea 1. Make decorative plant pots from bottles and sell them. Business idea 2. Convince the canteen to use reusable glass bottles. Impact. The school will look greener and cleaner. The canteen will save money because glass bottles can be reused. This simple example shows how small ideas can make a big difference. That's the power of entrepreneurial thinking. Let's check how much you've understood. Statement 1. Entrepreneurs create jobs in the market. True, because they hire people and support other businesses. Statement 2. When many entrepreneurs sell mobile phones, the prices increase. False, because competition makes prices go down, not up. Statement 3. Entrepreneurs identify needs and build products for them. True, that's the main goal of entrepreneurship. Let's summarize what we learned in session 1. Entrepreneurs play a big role in society. They create jobs, share wealth, and help communities grow. The difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur is innovation and a growth mindset. We can find entrepreneurs all around us, in small shops, villages, and cities. Most importantly, you learned how to think entrepreneurially. To find opportunities in problems. These are the basics that will help you understand entrepreneurship more deeply in the next sessions. Nahawaish. We start session 2. Qualities and functions of an entrepreneur. In session 1, we saw how entrepreneurs help society. But now, let's learn what personal qualities make someone an entrepreneur. Qualities mean characteristics, like being hardworking, patient, responsible, or creative. Every successful entrepreneur shows these qualities in their everyday actions. Let's understand them one by one. To understand these qualities better, we'll read some stories and examples. These stories show how entrepreneurs act in real life, how they handle challenges, make decisions, and interact with others. Each story highlights a specific quality like patience, creativity, confidence, or perseverance. By observing these examples, you'll start to recognize which of these qualities you already have, and which ones you can still develop. Now, students, it's time to look inward and discover the entrepreneur within you. This activity will help you identify which entrepreneurial qualities you already have, and which ones you can work on. Here's how to do it. Look at the list of qualities like confidence, hard work, patience, creativity, and decision-making. For each quality, ask yourself honestly, do I have this? If yes, mark yes. If not, mark no. Give yourself 1 point for each yes. Afterwards, count your total score. This will show your current entrepreneurial strength and areas where you can improve. Now think about your self-assessment results. Question 1. Look at all the qualities where you said yes. These are your strengths. Ask yourself, how can I become even better at these? What actions can I take to grow further? Question 2. Look at the ones where you marked no. These are your growth areas. Ask yourself, how can I develop these qualities? Who can I learn from? Remember, no one is born an entrepreneur. These qualities can be learned and practiced over time through effort and experience. Now we'll do a practical activity to apply your entrepreneurial thinking. Here's what to do. Choose a small problem near your home, something that affects your community. Create a 5-step plan to solve that problem. Start by implementing step 1 immediately. Keep working on it for a week and complete all 5 steps. After 1 week, think about which entrepreneurial qualities you used. Maybe patience, creativity, or hard work. This activity will show you that being entrepreneurial is not just about business. It's about solving problems creatively in everyday life. After completing the activity, take time to reflect. Ask yourself, did your qualities change before and after doing this activity? Which qualities did you use most? Was it perseverance, creativity, or decision-making? Remember, by solving real-world problems, you've already used entrepreneurial thinking. Even if you didn't start a business, you acted like an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurship is really about taking initiative and finding solutions. Now let's understand what entrepreneurs actually do every day. A function means the work or role someone performs. So the functions of an entrepreneur are the main activities they carry out to run their business successfully. No matter if the business is big or small, every entrepreneur performs similar basic functions, like decision-making, managing the business, dividing income, taking risks, and creating innovations. These are the key areas we'll study next. To understand these functions better, let's do another field activity. Find an entrepreneur in your area, maybe a shop owner, tailor, or mechanic. Spend 2 to 3 hours observing what they do daily. Take notes like how they interact with customers, how they make decisions, how they manage their team or money. Then, interview them politely and ask about their daily activities. Also, talk to one of their employees to get another point of view. Later in class, share your findings. You'll notice that all entrepreneurs perform similar functions, even if their businesses are different. After your interviews, you'll see a clear pattern. Every entrepreneur performs 5 main functions that are essential for business success. 1. Making decisions. 2. Managing the business. 3. Dividing income. 4. Taking risks. 5. Creating innovations. Let's understand each of these one by one. Entrepreneurs make many decisions every single day. Some are big and some are small, but all are important. Examples of decisions they take include what product or service to sell, how much to produce, where to sell it, what price to fix, which supplier to choose, how to solve daily business challenges. Each decision affects the success of their business. That's why good entrepreneurs always think carefully before deciding, balancing risks and benefits. The second function is managing the business. It means organizing all resources and people properly to achieve goals. Management includes planning, setting short-term and long-term goals, organizing, arranging materials, labor, and equipment, directing, giving clear instructions to employees and guiding them, monitoring, checking if everything is going as per plan. A good entrepreneur keeps an eye on every part of their business and makes adjustments whenever needed. The third function is dividing income, or managing the money the business earns. Entrepreneurs must decide how to use their income wisely. They spend money on things like buying raw materials, paying rent and bills, giving salaries to employees, investing for future growth, saving some money for emergencies, and of course taking a reasonable income for themselves. Proper financial management ensures the business runs smoothly and grows sustainably. The fourth important function of an entrepreneur is taking risks. Let's understand this clearly. 1. Understanding risk. Risk means the possibility that something might go wrong. Every business involves uncertainty. We can plan everything well, but results are never 100% guaranteed. 2 types of risks. Entrepreneurs face different types of risks, like fire or theft, loss of goods, change in customer demand, competition from others. 3. Managing risks. Smart entrepreneurs always prepare for risks. They buy insurance, keep emergency savings, use security systems, and plan backups. 4. Calculated risks. Good entrepreneurs don't take blind risks. They take calculated ones. That means they think carefully, check possible outcomes, and take decisions wisely. So taking risk is not about being careless. It's about being courageous and prepared. The fifth and most exciting function is innovation. Innovation means trying new things, new products, new methods, or new markets. Entrepreneurs innovate in 4 main ways. 1. New products or services, creating something new or improving existing products. 2. New methods of production, finding better, faster, or cheaper ways to make products. 3. New markets, selling in new areas or to new customer groups. 4. New business models, changing how the business operates or earns money. Innovation helps entrepreneurs stand out from competitors, attract more customers, and grow faster. In short, innovation keeps a business alive and ahead. Let's check how well you understood the entrepreneurial qualities. Question 1. Ravi's customer shouted at him, but Ravi stayed calm and listened patiently. Which quality did Ravi show? Answer: patience. Question 2. Sushila sold tires in another country and faced losses, but she took responsibility and planned better next time. Which quality did she show? Answer: responsibility. C. Entrepreneurs show great behavior even when things go wrong. That's what makes them strong leaders. Let's check your understanding of entrepreneurial functions. In the first example, Ali's action, he pays his employees' salaries on time. This shows the function of dividing income. In Mary's decision, she changes her supplier to reduce cost. This represents making decisions. And in Renuma's routine, she spends time guiding her employees. This shows managing the business. Each example highlights a key entrepreneurial function: dividing income, decision-making, and managing operations. Now let's think critically. Question: what do you think is the most important function of an entrepreneur? There's no single correct answer. It depends on how you think. You might say, making decisions is most important because every other activity depends on it. Or, innovation is most important because without new ideas, businesses fail. Or, managing the business is key because without good management, nothing works. The best answer is the one where you give logical reasoning and examples. This helps you think like a real entrepreneur, analyzing and justifying your ideas. Let's quickly summarize what we learned in Session 2. Entrepreneurial qualities. We discovered the main personal qualities of entrepreneurs: confidence, creativity, patience, hard work, responsibility, decision-making, and perseverance. Entrepreneurial functions. We learned about the 5 key functions. 1. Making decisions. 2. Managing the business. 3. Dividing income. 4. Taking risks. 5. Creating innovation. Practical learning. Through your activities, you saw that entrepreneurship is not just about business. It's a way of thinking and problem solving that anyone can apply in daily life. Now, students, we begin Session 3. Myths about entrepreneurship. Many people don't become entrepreneurs because they believe in myths or false ideas. These are wrong beliefs that stop people from starting their own business. In this session, we'll learn about common myths and discover the truth behind them. By the end, you'll see that anyone can become an entrepreneur if they have the right mindset. Let's begin this session with a fun activity. Your teacher will give small chits with different professions written on them, like a vegetable seller who doesn't use plastic bags, or a chaiwala selling fruit-flavored tea. Each student will act out the profession silently, and the rest of the class will guess who it is. Then discuss, are they entrepreneurs? What are they doing differently? You'll realize that entrepreneurship isn't about big companies. It's about thinking differently, even in everyday jobs. The first myth is that your business idea must be completely new or unique. That's false. Most successful businesses are not totally new. They're existing ideas with better execution. For example, Ganesh started a car rental business. Not new, right? But he added luxury cars like BMW and Mercedes, which made his service stand out. Now, after years of hard work, he owns more than 200 cars, including 75 luxury ones. The truth is, success comes from doing ordinary things in extraordinary ways. Now, here's another practical activity for you. Talk to 3 entrepreneurs in your area and ask them, how much money did you start your business with? Where did you get that money from? Write their answers in a table. This activity will show you that not every business starts with a huge amount of money. Many successful entrepreneurs began with small savings, big ideas, and hard work. The second myth is that you need a lot of money to start a business. This is not true. Many people believe that only rich people can become entrepreneurs. But that's a wrong belief. The truth is, money is important, but not the most important. Let's understand this. Some businesses start with lakhs of rupees, but many others begin with just a few thousand. What matters most is your idea, effort, and planning. Successful entrepreneurs usually start small with whatever money they have, reinvest their profits to grow gradually, control their expenses, and find creative ways to save costs. So remember, you don't need to be rich to start. You need to be smart and resourceful. Now let's see where entrepreneurs actually get their money from. The money used to start a business is called capital. Here are the main sources. 1. Personal savings, money saved from previous work or family income. 2. Family and friends, borrowing small amounts from people who trust your idea. 3. Bank loans. Banks offer loans and government schemes for small business owners. 4. Government schemes. Initiatives like Mudra Loans, Startup India, and Stand Up India help new entrepreneurs. 5. Investors and partners. Some people invest in your business for a share of profits. So you see, money can come from many places. The key is to start with what you have and grow step by step. The third myth is that only big businesses are real entrepreneurship. That's wrong. Let's take the example of Sheila. She's 35 years old and drives her own taxi. But she wanted to make her service special. Here's what she did differently. She greeted passengers politely with a smile, kept newspapers and a small TV in the car, displayed phone numbers of hospitals and hotels to help passengers. Because of these small but thoughtful actions, customers preferred her taxi over others. This proves that even a one-person business can show innovation, quality, and service. Sheila is a true entrepreneur because she added value and creativity to her work. Many people think only big business owners are real entrepreneurs. That's a misconception. The reality is that size doesn't matter. Anyone who runs a business to meet customer needs and works creatively for growth is an entrepreneur. Sheila showed this by identifying customer needs, adding new features, and building loyalty through great service. She did this to stand out, give better value, and grow her business. The key point: every big business starts small and success comes with hard work, smart choices, and creativity. In this fun activity, you'll experience what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Form groups of 5, collect any 3 items from your bags, and use them to create a small product in 15 minutes. Then, try to sell it to someone in school within 30 minutes using ethical methods. After the activity, think about: were you able to sell it? How did you convince buyers? And do you think you can be an entrepreneur? The fourth and final myth says that entrepreneurs are born, not made. Many people think entrepreneurship is a talent you're born with. But that's completely false. Entrepreneurship is not about birth. It's about mindset and learning. Anyone can become an entrepreneur by developing the right skills. Remember your make and sell activity? You all became entrepreneurs for a day. You made a product, marketed it, convinced people to buy, and earned money. That shows entrepreneurship can be learned and practiced. Successful entrepreneurs are made through education, experience, practice, and persistence. So if you have the courage to start and the patience to learn, you too can become an entrepreneur.